We're in the mix today with Kimberly Keller of Paint With Me, Kimberly Keller. So thanks for having us.
Oh, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. It's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I like art.
Me too.
First time I met you, you had a big flower painted on the side of your face.
I do face painting, and my friend Beth, she helps me. She does face painting too. We use cosmetic grade, and we just can paint anything. We think we can do anything you ask. So,
which kind of second time I saw you, you had painting and painting.
That's true. That's true. And this time, I have painting and painting just on my hands because we've been painting in the studio today. So, yeah, if I don't have paint on it, I'm not working.
And you're not having fun. You're not living, right?
That's right. That's right. We live our best life.
We do. We absolutely do. And which brings me to getting to know you a little bit, Kimberly, and finding out a very unique offering that you have. That when I met you, I think I was a kid in a candy store when you said you do live painting.
I do live painting. And live painting can be for anything, any event, but one of the events that I like to focus on is weddings. I mean, that's the most fun event, is a wedding. And so I capture the event going on in the moment that it's going on. I work on the painting while the guests are arriving. I paint throughout the ceremony, and then I finish up at the reception and get some input from the guest and from the bridesmaids or grooms and groomsmen. So it's fun, and it's right there, immediate. And so when I'm done, then we take pictures, and you've got an instant memory of the event.
Yeah, totally love it. I actually got to see you do it in person at High Point Estates at one of the mixers over there.
Yes.
And I actually went over to Lovely Bakery
Yes.
and got me a sweet, and then I stood there just watching you.
Right.
And Pitch Black was with me, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "She's painting." I'm like, "She's painting these people right here."
Right. And that's what it is. It is almost an entertainment type for your guest, so that they're not just twiddling their thumbs during the reception, because at the very beginning of the reception, nobody's there. And the bride and the groom, they're all taking pictures, and everybody is out there. But then there I am sitting in the front painting, and people come by, and sometimes the children will come by and they will say, "Where am I at?" And I will look at what they are wearing, and then I'll paint them in the painting right then. And so it catches all of the people that are at the wedding, and it puts you in that painting itself. Did you ever see George Seurat has a Sunday afternoon on the island of Le Grand Jeté, my favorite painting, and it's just a painting of everybody doing their thing. And so that's kind of my inspiration for doing these live paintings, is everybody's doing their thing.
Right.
Capture it and put it on canvas.
But I love the fact you just said, so a young kid can walk up to you and say, "Miss Kimberly, what are you doing?"
Right.
And then all of a sudden you can insert them.
Right. Like they'll say, I will look at them and I will realize that they have blonde hair and a pink bow. And I will say, "Which side of the aisle were you sitting on?" And they'll point to that spot, because I've got the bride and the groom and the bridesmaids and the groomsmen on the side, and the officiant and all of the trees or whatever we've got going on, and they will say, "Right over here in this part." Then I'll paint them in. And so when you paint them in, then I'm in that painting forever. You could also use it when that painting is done, because what do you do with that painting when it's done?
Right.
And one option is to take that painting and turn that into your thank you note. You can take a photograph of it and turn it into a thank you note, and then that's what you turn in your thank you notes to whomever, or put it on your site again. And it's just to remind you immediately. I do a reference to anyone in there. This last time that I went to an event, I had one of the groomsmen was an ice chest. apparently he was the honorary groomsman, and they wanted me to paint a Yeti ice chest. And so I looked at the ice chest. I painted all the groomsmen, but then I also painted the Yeti ice chest with a boutonniere, because they wanted him to have a boutonniere, and the groomsmen all gave that as a gift to the bride and groom. I was their gift to give to them. And then the bride and the groom come in too, and they paint a little bit on there as well. So they're putting on the leaves or some flowers, or they'll paint into the dress a little bit, and then I incorporate it into the rest of the piece. So they have a part in the painting as well.
That's so much fun.
It is good.
That is so different. I have seen, since coming to the Austin area, I have seen ice cream trucks.
Yes.
Of course, you have your DJs, your photo booth, and of course DJs right here.
Right.
I have seen fortune tellers. I have seen all sorts of
Right.
things. I've never seen anybody live painting. And so that right there is just unique in itself. Now, when I met you, you had the face painting.
Yes.
So by chance, do you often or ever do that for weddings as
I've
well?
had people offer or ask for face painting for weddings, and I've always, I can face paint anywhere, anytime.
Right.
So sure, that would work. The caution can be, are they going to want to maybe not get paint on their clothes, on their fancy clothes?
Right.
So that is something to think about. But we have some different paints that we could use that kind of stay on.
Right.
And so that would be, or if it's part of it.
I was kind of imagining the kids seeing you and the kids getting excited while you're doing the grown-ups paint.
Right.
Can you paint a little heart for me?
Oh, sure.
Or can you paint me a flower?
Absolutely. We use a different kind of paint. I use
Right.
acrylic paint on my canvases,
Mhm.
but we use cosmetic paint, the good professional stuff for the faces, so that you don't dry it out and have reactions and other drama that goes with using acrylic paint on your skin.
I have skin drama.
Yes.
So typically, how long does it take to do a painting?
It's about 2.5 hours.
Okay.
I start probably about 30 minutes before the wedding. I work through the wedding, depending on how long the wedding is, and then a little time into the reception up until right before the bride and groom arrive. Typically is how much time it takes, about 2.5 hours at that point.
Okay.
So I come set up, I bring the big easel, it's a horse easel that I sit on. It's not a horse, but that's what it's called. And you set it all up. I have some pictures on my website too that maybe
We can share it on
share
here.
some of those. Good.
We can
send
put
that.
it into
Yes.
the video
Yeah.
and then share it with people. This way, this is what, when Kimberly comes to your wedding,
Right,
what
this
it's
is
going
what
to
it's
kind
going
of
to
look like.
Right,
Exactly.
right, exactly.
Now, how booked up do you get? So do you need to know like in advance as notice
As
possible?
possible, because if it's a weekend, of course, weekends are popular, and the other
Right.
events that I do in the studio they like weekends too, and face painting events, and then we do the sip and paint events and birthday parties and things. So the sooner the better, as far as knowing when it is. And I noticed that some weddings now are coming out on Thursdays or Fridays or Sundays. And so, just as soon as you know, hit me up. Because if I book it up, then that's you're in.
So what is your passion behind art?
When I was young, I wanted to be an artist. And I knew that from early on. And I wasn't sure how that was going to go into my life, because art is such an integral part from when I was growing up with my grandmothers. We were always making something, doing something. And then as school came around and I got to do some of those activities that had art in them, I knew that was where I was going. I wasn't sure how that was going to come into play, but I just knew that something had to be art related in my life. And I'm the first one through my family to go to college and to finish. And my professor said, why don't you study something special education. I said, no, it's got to be art, because that's what rescued me. That's what saved me. That's where my passion is art. And so I became art certified. And first 10 years I taught kindergarten, and then I went to art teaching. And I've stayed there. And I'm still teaching. I just don't grade anything anymore. And so this retirement / play in the paint is what is the best life I have. And that's what I'm living now. That's my passion, is to just try to teach other people how much fun art can be, and that yes, you can do it, that you just need to experience the art. It's the experience, the process is just as important as the product.
It is. And that's why I ask about your passion. It's our passions that set us apart.
Absolutely.
And that's why people need you for their life painting.
Right.
That's why people need James and I for their DJ needs.
Right.
Because that's where our passions are.
Right.
And our passions are what drive our businesses.
It is. And it makes it better. Your
Right.
business is better because you love what you do.
Exactly.
It's your heart.
Yes.
It's your soul. It's where you are.
It's
And-
not work.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
I've totally enjoyed getting to chat with you
Please.
and
visit with
sharing you with
Yeah.
people. And absolutely, I'm going to tell everybody
Oh,
about Miss Kimberly and
thanks.
Paint with Me, Kimberly Keller.
Thank you.
And please, if we can ever do anything, reach out to us.
I
But
will.
we are absolutely going to tell everybody about the live painting
Cool.
and share it everywhere.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's a really cool component. Something someone hasn't done before. And I know that you do an exceptional job with your DJing, and I
Thanks.
wish you lots of luck with that.
It's fine. I'll be grooving.
Yeah. Dancing queen.